Isang magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Ngayon ay April 8. Thank God it's a Friday. Ito po ang the stock market today. Next week po, o sa Sunday po, Palm Sunday na po, no? Umpisa na po ng Semana Santa. If this is your first time in this channel, ako po si Benji Chodoro, isang retired bank officer na nagsimula mag-invest sa Philippine stock market noong 2007. And I do this report every day, which I started August of last year. I also report the latest news on your favorite and most active stocks. If you like the content, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Kung meron po kayong stocks na gustong ipa-review, paki-comment lang po sa comment box at aking ipa-prioritize. Hindi po ako financial advisor. Anything I say in this channel should not be construed as financial advice. Ang ating financial news ay tungkol sa PLDT. Kasama po ang ating financial headlines at ang resulta ng trading sa ating PSE ngayong araw, Friday, April 8, 2022. Dito lamang sa The Stock Market Today. So, tignan po natin ang ating headlines starting from BDO Securities. Ito po yung komentaryo nila yesterday, no, on the stock market. And I would just like to go to dito na lang, no? So, the Philippine Composite Index fell 6,926.03 or 2.6% day to day or day on day, and this was because after the US Federal Reserve indicated plans of aggressive tightening of monetary policy to curb inflation. So magtataas sila ng interest rates. So yung meron pong net foreign selling almost 1 billion, 953 million. Also global stock markets closed lower because investors monitor updates from the hawkish US Fed. Hawkish, ibig sabihin the hawk flies higher, no? Flies high. So, tataas po yung rates, no? Hawkish. As opposed to dovish, na ang kalapati or dove, mababa po yung kanyang lipad, no? So, dovish po ang tawag dun sa mababang rates. The US Fed await details of new sanctions against Russia and assess COVID-19 resurgence in China. So tulad po ng sinabi ko kahapon, a hawkish US Fed or US rates would indicate a decline in the stock market, while a dovish position would indicate a higher stock market, higher prices in the stock market. Inverse po yung kanyang relationship in general. Okay, so sa macro news, over 3 million Filipinos jobless in February, and then GIR rises to 108.5 billion in March. GIR is the gross international reserves. Fitch sees ramp up of renewables for the Philippines. Meralco sees higher power rates in April 2022. So yung wholesale electricity spot market po, dyan po nagbabuy and sell ng mga electricity, no, from the different power producers. So tumataas po yung presyo niya. TEL deploys first commercial SR-V6 in the Philippines. Ito po yung ating main news, no? And so let's now go to PLDT deploys first commercial SR-V6 in the Philippines. Telco giant PLDT is enhancing its network efficiency to deliver 5G, home broadband, and enterprise services with the successful deployment of segment routing over IPv6 or SR-V6 on its commercial network. PLDT said it has piloted SR-V6 to serve customers in selected portions of Metro Manila, becoming the first Philippine telco to achieve this milestone. Deployed by a number of major global operators with large-scale commercial networks across the world, SRv6 is an upgrade to and a key part of the company's massive transport network transformation project, which began in 2017 according to PLDT. The rollout of SRv6 is part of PLDT's transformation journey to make our network future-ready. PLDT and Smart Communications Head of Technology Mario Tamayo said. This initiative is crucial as we support the country's digital pivot in the new normal and elevate the internet experience of our fixed, wireless, and enterprise customers nationwide, he said. SRv6 enables advanced features such as network slicing and makes the network more scalable, agile, and reliable. With these improvements in place, the company's network is better positioned to enable future network capabilities as well as the delivery of best-in-class 5G and fiber to the home services to individuals, families, communities, and businesses across the country. Okay, so that's our main news for the day. And kanina, I was talking about the hawkish Fed, ano? So, tingnan natin yung isang article dito sa Philstar. Ito yung gusto ko sanang basahin kanina eh. Pero, tignan po natin sandali. Stocks plunge below 7,000 on inflation jitters. So, ang sabi niya dito, ang sabi ng analyst, First Metro Investment Corp Head of Research Christina Ulang said the approaching Lenten week, a seasonal factor, may prompted investors to cash in, while concerns on inflation likely breaking the high end of the target range of the BSP in succeeding months also added to the negative sentiment. I think there is also something on the hawkish, no? Ito. Most Asian equities fell yesterday as hawkish comments from the Federal Reserve sparked a sell-off in the region, while the COVID-19 lockdowns in China also weighted on sentiment. So dalawa, no? It's the BSP and the hawkish Federal Reserve. The Fed's tightening and balance sheet reductions are likely to be headwinds for Asian equities this year, but we are looking out for the upcoming earnings season in the US to see if there are signs of weakness, said Alvin Tan, head of Asia FX strategy. Investors are also concerned about the situation in China, which is struggling to quell a rise in COVID-19 infection. Besides oil and Fed's meeting, regional markets are also looking out for some policy support from China. Inflationary pressures due to global supply snags made worse by the Ukraine crisis have compelled some Asian central banks to shake off their long-held reluctance to follow their global peers to hike interest rates. Okay, so yan po yung the reason kung bakit bumagsak po yung ating index, and the old share also plunged considerably yesterday. So before we go to the stock market and the index, let me check if there are comments, no? Frank Nifare, sabi niya, keep it coming, sir. Anong masasabi niyo po sa Monde? Okay, thank you po, Frank. At include po natin si Monde. Abu Ahmed, thanks, sir. Philip Gons, thanks. Salamat po sa inyong mga comments. And new subscriber, Bunnyman05. Okay, salamat po sa inyo. So let's now go to the Philippine Stock Exchange and the Philippine Stock Exchange Index on how it performed today. Okay, so we're here at the PSE Index, but before we get to that, may pahabol po ditong comment. Si Charlie Miguel, ang sabi niya, thank you sir for sharing your knowledge. Maraming salamat din Charlie, and continue asking very good questions. Okay, so the PSEI gained 91.99 points, 1.33% up to finish at 71.8.02. Yan po ang PSE index. So nagkaroon nga ng bounce because yung pinat nating support dito ay, ang sabi ko nga, abangan po natin, baka magkaroon ng bounce. It is the resistance level. So 91.99 points is based on the previous day's closing price, no, in comparison po niya, so 1.33%. But please note, the index opened higher, 6,957 against the ending of yesterday of 6,926, ano? So it opened higher than the closing price. Kaya po green po yung open dito. Okay, so 7,018 is the high for the day, and that is the closing of the index. In the market activity naman, 66 companies declined, 101 advanced, while 54 companies remained unchanged. The all-share index are in the green, or is in the green at 1.03%. All our sectoral indices are up, led by services at 2.45%. So we'll be reviewing our requested stocks. So unahin po natin si Monde, but this time the most active is SM, but we will be reviewing the bottom 6, no? So let's take a look at MER, DMC, TEL, SPNEC, and JFC, plus Monde. That would be 6 stocks. Okay, so let's start with Monde. Si Monde ended in 1312, but yung ating indicators bearish po, no? Bearish po siya. And yung pinaka-resistance level, let's take the EMA20, no? The EMA20 is our resistance level at 13.75. And if you will be drawing a parallel channel, pero short term lang po ito, yan po, ang parallel channel ni Monde. So, ang pinaka resistance is it follows the MA20 at 1375, while the support the support is somewhere here at, or 1240, ang pinaka-support level po ng Monde. And if the bearishness continues, kasi po short green candlestick lang po ito but the trend is downwards, the RSI confirms the bearishness, 3774 bearish number po yan. Pero short green candlestick, and I guess Monde, pagka na-reach na po niya yung pinaka-support level niya, maaring magkaroon po yan ng bounce, or if the RSI reaches below 30, then it is possible that you may expect a bounce in the coming days. But as of now, this green candlestick is just isa lang po ito Pero kung magkaroon pa ng isang green, ay baka makonsider natin na magkaroon ng turnaround in the coming days. Okay, so that's my take for Monde. After that, we'll look at Meralco. Yan, Meralco had a green candlestick, although it appears to be just moving sideways, kasi since March 25 ay sideways na rin po yung kanyang movement, So yung pinaka-support dyan, let's take the EMA50, 357, and the resistance, I would say that the resistance is here, nandito po sa 376. Resistance level na rin po ito, resistance level na rin po itong MER, and when we say resistance, dyan po na-observe na most of the time ay pagka na-reach po yung level na yon, ay hindi po umakyat, bumababa po uli yung stock, Hindi niya ma-pierce yung level na yon. Pero kung titingnan po natin ang fundamentals ni MER, ang fundamentals po ni Meralco nandito po sa 445. So there is a possible upside of 19.4% based on the fundamentals. So kung bumili po kayo ngayon, and based on the fundamentals, ay meron pa pong upside ang Meralco, considering that there is demand for power this summer. And the Philippine economy is back on its track, and it's growing actually. everybody needs power. Okay? Then DMC. Ito rin, another, it's a holding company actually. Yan, no? Actually, slow lang yung kanyang pag-akyat pero umaakyat siya. Meron po siyang dividend payable on April 29, 34 centavos. Computing na natin yung kanyang dividend yield. So, 0.34. Meron pa ba dito? October na to eh. So, 34 centavos. Hindi. Meron pa sa taas. Tingnan natin sa taas. And 14, no? So, that's 48 centavos. We divide it by 9.11. So, we get 5.26 or 5.27% approximately. Remove the tax of 10%. That's 4.74. Not bad for the first dividend. I think twice yan magbigay ng dividend. And assuming that it gives the same dividend yield for the second half, mga 8 or almost more than 9% net of tax po yan, assuming the same dividend yield. So, sa DMC naman, let's put the support level, actually pwedeng EMA 100 ang support dito eh. Kasi may na-observe po tayong rejection dito, no, sa part na ito. So, let's take M100 as our maximum support, no? Or support na nakikita natin. So, that's 8.39. And the next support level, the higher support level, is the EMA50 at 8.75. So, 8.39 and 8.75 yung mga support levels niya. However, the resistance, let's do a parallel channel again. More or less po, ang resistance po nasa 976. 976 more or less, there's just a slight overshoot here. Pero based on this, mga 976 po ang pinaka-resistance ni MER. And MER is one of the stocks which gives a good dividend yield. Okay, DMC is next. Si DMC naman, sorry, that was DMC pala kanina. DMC pala yung ni-review natin ngayon, ano? So, yun po. DMC is 9.11. I was talking, sorry po. So, after DMC, let's take a look at TEL. Okay, TEL is just moving sideways. So, since March, the start of March, ay may ups and downs, but in general, the moving averages appears just to be moving sideways. So, yung pinaka-resistance nasa 1856 and the next higher resistance level would be here at 1925, no? So, more or less yan po mga resistance level natin. Mga 1850 yung first resistance level, no? Well, whereas the support ay malalagay po natin dito sa 1705. But fundamentally, kung titingnan po natin si PLDT or TEL, okay, 2130 po ang target price niya, pero nasa 1840 pa lang po ang TEL, ano? So, more or less, meron siyang upside na about 18%. Yan po si PLDT. Then, SPNEC. Okay, SPNEC, naku, bumaba siya, no? 179. Actually, magandang bumili, no? Dahil nga mababa yung presyo at growing po yung kumpanya. And it's a bit bearish right now. Kung titingnan po natin ang RSI, nasa 44.06. Medyo mababa. But if we will continue further, maaring pwede natin ilagay sa 161. So, pagka bumaba po yan sa 1, yung vicinity na yan, mga 1 below 170, like 165 to 160 to 155, maganda na pong bumili. Okay? But right now, it's just moving sideways. In the meantime, yung pinaka-support or pinaka-resistance, nandito po sa area nito, nasa 221, more or less ang pinaka-resistance niya. And the nearest after that, the lower resistance would be 2.03. Okay? Then JFC, we haven't reviewed JFC for some time. Yan. Okay. So from here, approximately just piercing through, no? And there was a red engulfing yesterday, but there is a short candlestick which may be an indication of a possible weakness on the stock already, no? Weakness on the downside, meaning there is a possibility of a turnaround. But the RSI is also bearish at 44. Okay, so abangan po natin si JFC, pero yung pinaka-support niya nandito po sa 208, while the nearest resistance pwede po natin ilagay dito sa 232, and the higher resistance is here at 249. Yan po si JFC. And JFC, hindi naman po yan nagbibigay ng dividendo. Maliit lang po, no? 89 centavos lang. Very small. About less than, less than a percent or 1%, I suppose. So, calculate ka natin yung last year. More or less, para may idea lang po tayo. 0.89 divided by assuming 200 pesos. Ayan, liit lang, oh. Wala pang 1%. Okay? So, yan po ang ating report sa stock market. April 8, 2022. Bukas po ay holiday, pero Sabado po yan. Ang mga holidays po natin ngayon ay either Saturday or Sunday. So, hindi po maganda. Next year, yung Christmas, May 1, Ninoy Aquino Day, Independence Day, and most of the holidays would fall on a Monday. Okay, yan po ang ating report sa stock market. April 9 or April 8, 2022. Ito po si Benji Chitoro nagpapaalala, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagtangkilik at hanggang sa muli. Happy weekend, stay safe, God bless, and bye for now.